Hey guys, welcome back. So today we'll be dividing fractions. So let's look at this example here. We have a mixed number divided by a proper fraction. First thing, before we do anything, let's turn this mixed number into an improper fraction, and then we're going to set up our problem. So 1 and 5 6. 1 times 6, this is going to give us 6, plus 5, this is going to turn into 11. So your improper fraction is 11 over 6. So I'm going to write 11 over 6 here. This is going to be divided by 3 over 4. So 11 over 6, this is going to stay the same. My division is going to turn into multiplication. This is changing to multiplication. And then 3 over 4, this is changing into 4 over 3. We're taking the reciprocal of 3 over 4. The reciprocal of 3 over 4 equals 4 over 3. Because when I multiply them together, the product is going to be 1. So my numerator, we have 11 times 4. And then my denominator, we have 6 times 3. 11 times 4 is 44. And 6 times 3 is 18. I can simplify my 44 over 18 because the number 2 goes into both numbers. 44 divided by 2 is 22, and then 18 divided by 2 is 9. However, this is an example of an improper fraction. So let's turn this back into a mixed number. So we have our 9 on the outside, 22 on the inside. 9 goes into 22 2 times. 9 times 2 is 18. 22 minus 18 is going to equal 4. So your answer is going to be 22 over 9, or 2 and 4 ninths. Let's try 12 divided by 2 and 3/8. So let's look at this example. So first thing we're going to do is turn this whole number into a fraction, because we have our imaginary 1 right here under the 12. And also notice here that we have a mixed number. So we're going to turn this mixed number into an improper fraction. So 2 and 3/8, 2 times 8, this is going to equal 16, plus 3, this is going to equal 19. So your improper fraction is going to be 19 over 8. So we have 12 over 1 divided by 19 over 8. So 12 over 1, division is going to turn into multiplication. And then 19 over 8, the reciprocal for 19 over 8 is going to be 8 over 19. So I'm going to write 8 over 19 here. And my numerator, 12 times 8. And then my denominator is going to be 1 times 19. 12 times 8 is 96. That's going to be over 1 times 19, which is 19. This is an example of an improper fraction. So let's go ahead and turn this back into a mixed number. So we have our 19 on the outside, 96 on the inside. 19 goes into 96 5 times. 19 times 5 is 95. 96 minus 95 is going to equal 1. And this is your final answer. 9 and 1/2 divided by 3 and 1/5. So I have two mixed numbers. I'm going to turn into improper fractions first, and then we're going to divide. We have 9 times 2. This is going to give us 18. Plus 1, this is going to be 19. So your improper fraction is going to be 19 over 2. So I'm going to write 19 over 2 here. Now let's look at 3 and 1/5. 3 times 5 is 15. Plus 1, this is going to be 16. So your improper fraction is going to be 16 over 5. So I'm going to write 19 over 2 divided by 16 over 5. So we have 19 over 2. This is going to stay the same. Division has now turned into multiplication. And then 16 over 5, we're going to take the reciprocal of 16 over 5. This is going to be 5 over 16. So I'm going to write 5 over 16 here. My numerator, we have 19 times 5. 19 times 5 is 95. 2 times 16, this is going to give us 32. Since I have an improper fraction, let's go ahead and turn this back into a mixed number. So 32 on the outside, 95 on the inside. 32 goes into 95 two times. 32 times 2, this is going to be 64. 95 minus 64 is going to equal 31. And this is your final answer. So let's look at this example here. Since we are dividing two mixed numbers, the first thing to do is to turn them into improper fractions. So 2 times 3, this is going to equal 6, plus 1, this is going to equal 7. So your improper fraction is going to be 7 over 3. So I'm going to write 7 over 3 here, divided by, let's see, 1 times 4, this is going to equal 4, plus 1, this is going to equal 5. So your improper fraction here is going to be 5 over 4. So 7 over 3 is going to stay the same. Division is going to turn into multiplication. And then 5 over 4, we're going to take the reciprocal of 5 over 4. That's going to equal 4 over 5. So I'm going to write 4 over 5 here. My numerator, we have 7 times 4. That's going to be over 3 times 5 in my denominator. 7 times 4 is 28. And then 3 times 5, that's going to be 15. Since I have an improper fraction, let's turn this back into a mixed number. 15 goes into 28 one time. 15 times 1 is 15. 28 minus 15 is going to equal 13. And this is your final answer. So let's look at this example. 1 divided by 1 over 5. Well, first thing we're going to do is we need to turn this whole number into a fraction. If I turn it into a fraction, this is going to turn into 1 over 1. Remember, we have our imaginary 1 right under this 1 here. So we have 1 over 1 divided by 1 over 5. 1 over 1 is going to stay the same. My division is going to turn into multiplication. And then the reciprocal for 1 over 5 is going to be 5 over 1. So I'm going to write 5 over 1 here. Now we're going to multiply across. So 1 times 5 in my numerator, and that's going to be over 1 times 1. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. So your final answer is going to equal 5. Let's try 2 and 1/4 divided by, so let's look at this example here. We're going to turn our mixed number into an improper fraction, and then we're going to divide. So 2 times 4, this is going to equal 8, plus 1, this is going to equal 9. So your improper fraction is 9 over 4. So we have 9 over 4 divided by 1 over 6. 9 over 4 is going to stay the same. Division changes to multiplication. And then 1 over 6, the reciprocal for 1 over 6 is going to equal 6 over 1. So I'm going to write 6 over 1 here. Now we're going to multiply. My numerator, we have 9 times 6. In my denominator, we have 4 times 1. 9 times 6 is 54. 4 times 1 is going to equal 4. 2 goes into both numbers. 54 divided by 2 is 27. And then 4 divided by 2 is going to equal 2. Since we have an improper fraction, let's turn this back into a mixed number. 2 goes into 27 13 times. 2 times 13 is 26. 27 minus 26 is going to equal 1. And this is your final answer. So let's try one more example. 10 divided by 3 and 1/3. So we have a whole number here. Let's go ahead and turn this into a fraction. If I have to turn 10 into a fraction, it's going to be 10 over 1 because we have our imaginary 1 right here under this 10. And then we're going to go ahead and turn this mixed number into an improper fraction. So 3 and 1/3, 3 times 3, this is going to equal 9, plus 1, this is going to equal 10. So your improper fraction is going to be 10 over 3. So we have 10 over 1 divided by 10 over 3. Division is changing into multiplication, and then 10 over 3 is going to turn into, we have 10 over 3 here. The reciprocal is going to be 3 over 10. So I'm going to write 3 over 10 here. My numerator, we have 10 times 3. And then my denominator, we have 1 times 10. My numerator, 10 times 3 is 30 over 1 times 10. This is 10. So 30 divided by 10, I can simplify this because 30 divided by 10, this is going to equal 3. So your final answer is 3. All right, so that is all for today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.